It is June 7th, 2024, my birthday. 1 year ago today, Lighthouse Tabernacle, Katie's sister, Jody, Lighthouse Tabernacle, and the cartel publicly mocks FBI agent John. In Walmart 62, 10:11 in the morning, FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste 4. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for a stunt at Taste 4? It was only a stunt. You're kidding. John actually fell for it. That FBI agent actually fell for it. Oh, come on now. He actually did. He fell for it. FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste 4. Ha, 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 ha. Is that why they got away with it? Because FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste 4. Ha, 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 ha. Screaming it in Walmart. Sheriffs have it. Sold videos of it. Cartel dared the FBI July 9th, 23 in Trinity Gospel. Sold videos of that. FBI wouldn't dare fix it after what one of their agents did. They dared him. Never thought our federal government would cower to an occult and a cartel harming people. Yesterday, I went through my videos from the case and I found the tape where Dave confessed that where he chased me out of the house that day and years ago in 2011, swinging at my head. And when I went to Blaylock's church before, it was horrifying. He was hurting me so bad. I said, I'd never seen anybody in the house. He said, Karen, I never had anybody. And he laughed. I was just angry or mean or something like that. And he laughed. He said, I never had anybody in the house. Uploaded it. People screamed later on. Karen taped her ex-husband. He never had anybody in their home. Okay? Where Katie made up those crazy lies of catching him and her in bed, chasing her around the bedroom with a knife and out down the street. Never happened. She was never in my home. She's just a big liar. Her and her crazy mother telling people she hated me and she hadn't seen me in 8 years. And Katie telling people that we got into it and I only said hi to her twice in the mall. I heard it was Precious in there crying to FBI agent John that I was supposed to have been mean to her. When and where? Because I wasn't invited. She made it all up. Could you imagine a grown-ass woman? A grown-ass woman. She called me bad words. We had to drug me and rape her because she called me bad words. Psycho bitch. I want you to think of a really bad movie with a spoiled 18-year-old blonde screaming at. We had to! She insulted us! Psycho bitch kind of bad movie? Yeah. Put a spoiled blonde on it. Yeah. Except for this is a fat girl. Just making up shit for people's attention. Told you I had an old lady come up to me in Blaylock's. I heard your husband left you. I said, my husband didn't leave me. This is 2011. She said, I heard you're in denial and you won't accept it. I said, ma'am, he never left me. He goes to work every day and comes home every night. I don't know who told you that, but he never left me. She's like, honey, I heard he left you and you won't accept it. I said, ma'am, I'm still doing his laundry and his underwear. I'm going to stop washing his laundry if he's not there. I started mocking her back. She won't listen to me. Then I was working at, a few months later, I was working at Woodforest and Walmart Massillon. She comes up to me and Dave. Well, I'm glad you came back to Karen. He said, I never left Karen. I said, Dave, that's one of the lies. You're supposed to left me. He said, ma'am, I never left her. I said, I tried to tell you, ma'am, everything you heard from those people are lies. everything is a lie. She's like, what? I don't care who you are in the church. You can't lie like that. See, that's where people were making up crazy, dirty stories on me. I went to Francis. Why are people saying stuff like that? Mary hates you. That's Katie's mom. I said, how could she hate me? I haven't seen her in years. She stopped dead in her tracks because we had went for a walk. Started smiling like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Is that what's going on? What's going on? You don't know? Know what? Never mind. Just like, that's why in 2011 I haven't been in that church in 8 years. Went in it twice to find out why people were making up stories with Dave. Some lady said, I heard you got into it with Katie. I said, Dave and I only said hi to her twice in the mall, maybe. She said, is that what's going on? I said, what's going on? She's like, never mind. They were just making everything up. Pathetic old bitches sitting around making up stuff on somebody nobody sees, trying to get people's attention. That's where Dave and I go to walk into Macy's. And I'm like, Dave, are you cheating on me with that girl? He said, Karen, she's pathetic. Making up that a married man would leave his wife for her. And making up all those stories for people's attention, she's pathetic. I looked at him, I said, Dave, are you cheating on me? He said, Karen, trust me, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that fat, ugly heifer. Well, he's trying to diffuse this situation because I'm questioning him. Just made me giggle and walk up. We're at Macy's in the back of it, by the purses. She's clear down at Ashcroft and Oak. Could she hear us? Down the mall? No. The only way she would ever find out is Dave went and told her to stir the pot. As I used to say, stirring the shit pot. We call all this a shit pot. I was in Walmart the other day. Some African American men back by the pop aisle looked over at me and we feel bad about everything. We looked her up. This whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. That's why nobody will say anything. The case within the first month or two, two guys show up, look like my son Joshy, and said it's a bet between two gentlemen. Okay, this whole thing. He said one bet he could be so cruel he could push her to suicide. The other one bet that he could make her give up everything in life and have other people participate in it. They're drug lords. They're fighting over this area and using her as a pawn. A pawn is a scam as a con. Winner takes all. A big fat guy, huge, long gray beard, had gray hair, showed up. Told people he was a psychiatrist. Okay? He said, I'm running a social experiment to see if they can drug, beat, and rape people in front of people and murder them, and if society would go along with it. Y'all failed. They're trying to prove where we find Hamas, what the Nazis did, North Korea, all the communist countries. Repulsive when they abuse the people, that we're not as civilized as what we say we are. That they could get away with it here in the United States. One banked, now they came up to me, the one banked everything that no one will do the right thing. He's banking everything. He doesn't believe that anybody will do a right thing. He said the only way to beat him is to always do the right thing. And then they gave me a lecture about how the road twists and turns no matter what. Never not do the right thing. He watches and then he gets you. So make sure you always do the right thing, or he's got you. And the only way to beat him. See, the whole con is they stole my money, my informant money. They give me my money, the con's over. And the Russian loses control over bringing drugs in this area. He has to be here, but the fentanyl king will have it. Because the men that showed up, great big sumo wrestler looking guys, long black curly hair, the cops seen them. We all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. He sent us here to help. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. Who's the king from Texas? He's a fentanyl king. U.S. military Iraqi translator. Goes into the dark web malware hacker. Fentanyl king. That's where the women in hijab show up. All of the Middle Eastern men, the Texas group, human traffickers. They kill people and dismember them. By the way, you idiot people. Okay? Now, before I leave Dave, two older Russians show up. And that's someone, and they say his first name that has his people watcher. I were up in Hartville. I was having trouble with my car in January of this year. Go into the store. I was talking to a guy there. And he said, you know, all the human traffickers were here. Well, I was left in the middle of both cartels. Okay? It's like, yeah, I know about them. He said, did you ever see a tall white guy with whitish blonde hair, clean cut, thin, our age, expensive dress shirt, sleeves rolled up in dress pants? Yes. He goes like this. And he's holding his chest. You've seen him in your life? And I'm like, yeah, several times. He's like, you don't realize who it is. I'm like, so are you okay? I've been around people. They walk in around you. They make your breath go cold. You can feel the evilness come off of them. They're so evil. You can feel it. Okay? He's like, you don't realize who that was. I'm like, so are you okay? Because he's like, I've had strokes before. I'm thinking I'm going to have to call 911. I've been around serial killers. How cares who that guy is? He's like, you don't realize who it was. I'm like, so? Are you okay? He said, that was a Russian drug lord. You've seen him in your life several times. He said where they were grabbing all those people in Ohio, they were, one of their draw points was in Hartville. They had a bunch of police get together and they arrested a bunch of them, broke it up. He said one of the young girls, some people went to jail for a long time, and I adopted her little 18-month-old little boy. So he wouldn't grow up in foster care. It's like, well, that's really nice of you. My bad. I thought the guy was a cop because he was dressed nice. But then again, he wasn't seen around the undercover police scene with police in uniform, and they called the other ones officer. So I should have guessed he was a bad guy. But he didn't have a name tag on. Not my fault. Not my fault. See, the whole con stops. This whole thing stops when I get my money. Because there's no pawn going on anymore. And then I want you to think how they made fun of FBI agent John. The law is, if you hire somebody to harm somebody or kill them, it's conspiracy to commit capital murder. It's hiring a hitman. He was to be arrested the first day. for where he said he hired Pete on his own and Pete is Alex. They made up Pete. March 20th, 24. They made up everything on me. They made up Pete to get away with this. They're mocking him in Walmart 62 again. Okay. Dave hired the drug cartel. Are you allowed to hire the drug cartel for any reason? To harm somebody? No, you go to jail for that. I told my neighbor Becky, I said, when Harry died, 6 months later, if they told you that Amy across the street in a wheelchair was faking, would you secretly hate her for 15 years? And then hire someone to drug, beat, and rape her and try to kill her? She's like, Karen, that's insanity. She had nothing to do with Harry's death. I had nothing to do with Tyler and Phil's. And that, it is insanity. You take the scenario of the Vegas hating me and hiring people, it's insanity. You know, I had the 6 to 10 surgeries. My muscles all locked up because I cut it all over my stomach and back. Okay? All different little places here or there, and the tendons just tightened. And they wouldn't release, and I was in pain. I mean, you have that many surgeries in 2.5 years, your muscles are going to lock up. I go to a bunch of crackpots, falsely diagnosed me. I started swelling right away. I kept asking if it was a medication. No, you have an underlying condition. No, I didn't. Gave me more medication, sent me more doctors. My legs double in size. My knees are popping out of place. My feet are this thick. I'm falling. I get canes and braces from the orthopedic doctor. They're pulling turkey-based syringes of fluid out from underneath my knees. The swelling goes up further, and my heart valves enlarge. I have many heart attacks. I get in the cardiac ward several times on calcium blockers, nitro pills. My thyroid shuts down, my adrenal gland shuts down, and my brain starts swelling. They tell me I have level 2 brain tumors. I need my pituitary removed. I go to my regular doctor, ask her what she thinks of this, and she's like, whoa, we need to have a long talk about those doctors. They're known for doing this. They'll falsely diagnose you, make you sick with the medication. So you have to keep coming back. They share you with their associates, which are known for falsely diagnosing people and making them sick too. And then wanting to do unnecessary procedures. They're also getting kickbacks from the drug companies from $200 to $1,000 per bad prescription. And they're purposely making you sick, and you're not the first one. You need to turn them into the state so they lose their license and get an attorney and sue them. Get off the medication. You'll be fine. You don't have brain tumors. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up from all those surgeries. Went to Dr. Eli. Said the same thing. It's documented medical malpractice and documented medication errors. First month they put me on fentanyl patches. Like Dr. Eli said, your muscles are locked so tight. You got to be able to move them. As you move them, blood flow will get pushed into them. As blood flow gets pushed into them, they'll relax, and then we can build new muscle tissue. There's nothing else wrong with you. It's all chemically induced. First month, I lost 30 pounds. The next month, I'm pulling myself around stores and malls. I end up so much pain in an emergency room. Dr. Eli said, make her comfortable. She's got to move for those muscles to unlock. And by the end of the second month, beginning of the third month, I could drive my car. Brain swelling's gone. My heart's back in rhythm. My valves are still enlarged. They damaged my heart. They better thank God I never sued them. Thyroid, adrenal glands all working. It was all chemically shut down. There was nothing wrong with me, but my muscles locked up. They all whined. It used to be called what? Medicare and Medicaid fraud. Now they call it overcare. They rip off people's insurance. They still talk about it on the news, making people sick, ripping off their insurance. They got a good insurance. Like the doctor said, they use it as a checking account they can drain. Okay, I started in November of 2002 with Dr. Eli. By April of 2003, I'd went from a 24 to a 16. I'm almost well. learning to walk on numb feet. Okay. May 3rd, 2003 is when Brian showed up. There was a church baseball game. We're all at home. Okay? We're all at home. That a bunch of people were running late for the church baseball game. Phil was the lead car with Tyler in it. And no, everybody couldn't believe he didn't even try to stop at that stop sign. He blew right through it into that semi and killed them both. His car, he wasn't even showable. Tyler got ejected. I did speed ratios. He was doing way over 50 on a back road with his grandkids showing off. He, in his arrogant stunt, killed their kid. Like they said in 2003, they're going to have to learn to live with the shame of her father killing her kid. Okay? Well, come July, I finally get well. Okay? November of 2003. Linda, my sister, is married to Strange's kid, Tim. Okay? She was out one day, seen him with Katie. So she started, every time we leave, she'd follow him, find out what's going on with them two. She came up to me a Wednesday night and said I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. It's like, great. Thanks. Well, Strange made up that lie by Sunday. You were faking through all that. 4 years. 2.5 years of surgeries. Year and a half of swelling up. And 9 months again, slowly getting well. I got scars all over me. MRI report showing the swelling. False diagnosis of brain tumors. Blood work showing everything shutting down. It's documented medical malpractice and documented medication errors. 2002. Now, for Strange just to discredit me and get rid of me real quick, because he can't have me tell on Tim and Katie, because that's his kid. Okay? Does that have anything to do with the Vegas? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So for them to reach over and say 6 months later, if she was faking through all that over the last 4 or 5 years, feel sorry for us more. 6 months later, he made a shitty lie on me. It had nothing to do with them. Like Becky said, it's insanity. They wanted attention because somebody said something mean about you. It is insanity. It had nothing to do with their kid's death. And it's part of that psychopath where they manipulate people. Oh, feel sorry for us because somebody insulted her. It's insanity. Just like a 50 grown-ass woman in there crying to a federated. She called me bad words. I didn't even talk to her. People were complaining in Walmart the other day. No one say a word. That agent let all this happen because somebody said something mean about her, and somebody else said she was mean to them, and he let all this happen because of that. Yeah. And they lied to him. Now, I want you to think about that. I told you, when I was 5, I still remember my dad going off on me. Some idiot in the neighborhood said something smart to me. I'm a little girl. I come home crying. He's like, Karen, don't play with them again if they're going to be mean. I still have my little 5-year-old baby drama. He's like, Karen, knock it off, or I'll give you something to cry about. Still don't knock it off because I'm 5. He's like, trust me, Karen, I will give you something to cry about, and then you're going to be grounded sitting in that room thinking how much it's not worth acting like that over somebody just saying something mean to you. And no child of mine will act like this. I knocked it off real quick. How many parents talk to their kids like that? Everybody does. They come home with their little baby drama. Just don't play with them. Don't talk to them. They keep it up. Knock it off. Or give you something to really cry about. Seriously. Could you imagine a grown-ass 50-year-old woman? She was mean to me. I didn't even see her. Her and mama's just documented liars. They're crazy. This whole thing is insanity. I told you where I called FBI. The next morning, the phone's ringing. Let it go to voicemail. I couldn't hardly wake up. I kept saying, I can't. My rivers of tears running down my face. I kept wiping. I can't. Going back to sleep. Wake up later, hold onto the wall. I'm so drugged up. Holding onto the wall just to get to the bathroom. Holding onto the wall, trying to get to the refrigerator just to get something to drink. Get back in bed, listen to the voicemail call. This is Agent, da-da-da, call me back. I can't. Fall back to sleep. Second day, not much better. Third day, made myself get up. I'm sitting on the front porch. I feel drunk and I don't drink. It's a sign of a roofie wearing off. Okay? Got enough air in my face, call one of my witnesses. Of course, I'll witness for you where Katie was leaving threats in the mall that it was her church trying to kill me with the 4 attempts. Went out and bought a card, put that agent's number in it. Went down, dropped it off, made an excuse to go to the mall, gave the card to her manager, put it in her locker. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Pamer got in Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off, Dave, and he's screaming at him, how dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life. Women walk up, he knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. I had bruises all over me. I told you, I would come in from working outside, be fine, wash my hands, make something to eat and drink, go and use the bathroom, wash my hands better, sit down, take a drink, and the room went dizzy and black. I wake up hours later. Well, I must have worked too hard. Ow, where's my arm? What is this? And I run in the bathroom and throw up. Kept happening. Kept happening. Wake up with marks that look like injection marks. Run in the bathroom. And hand marks embedded in my arm with fingerprints bigger than mine. I had giant bruises, orange, lemon, grapefruit. They were beating me under drugs. I talked to a retired sheriff. He said those are defense marks. They were raping you, and those are you fighting. That's why you were beat up so bad. My personal area swelled so big that I couldn't hardly pee. I went to the doctor so many times. All my family physicians. I don't know what's wrong with me. My head's killing me. I have a migraine. I've been throwing up. My heart's racing. I got all these bruises. Did you fall? No, I don't even know where they came from. My muscles do not bad at hurt. Hurts. And then my personal, I know the water looks like poop water. And we bring in bottled water to eat and drink. But I shower in it. And I wash my hands. Is it making me sick? My personal area is so swollen I can't hardly pee. We'll get you some pills and creams for the infection. We'll get you some for the headache, for the nauseousness. Maybe you're becoming anemic. We'll get you some iron pills and muscle relaxers. Here I'm being drugged, being raped by the cartel. And nobody's thinking of serial rapist. Okay? Those women come up to me right behind me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. I have bruises all over me. I've lost 18 pounds. Go in and sit down and my heart's sinking into my stomach. Is that what's going on? Or I thought it was the dirty water killing me. I didn't see or talk to anyone. I never had these people in my home. I go in and sit down. They come in and sit behind me. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped, and he said he didn't care. If she was going to be faking, she was sick. and faking she got well while that family was grieving. They're playing him. Had nothing to do with them. It was a shitty lie that a minister made up real quick to get rid of me because he thought he caught his son with another woman. It was my sister. He just needed to get rid of me. It had nothing to do with them, him lying on me. They're just reaching over trying to control people. It had nothing to do with them. Or their situation. And if she was going to insult their women, he didn't care what happened to her. And he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine? Seeing that? Dave comes in. Let's go. We get out into the vehicle. You called the FBI on me? And he's peeling out. He's like, I ought to kill you myself. And he starts punching me in the truck. There's a loaded gun between the council. He went to get it, and I put my hand on it. He knocks it off. He starts punching me. He's swerving all over the highway. I almost jumped out on the highway. I ran from him when we got home. I called the agent back the next day. I tell him someone told him, you liar. It was verified by the Norton Barberton police it was him. Dave told Danny to talk to him at that church. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He calls me a liar. I said he tried to kidnap me before. And before I can say Terry Coberly seen him. Okay? He's like, you liar. He said, and oh, come on. He said, I've met with that family in my office. What'd you just say? That lost their kid in a traffic accident. The ones that are making up shit trying to control people? Huh? That are sociopaths that are just killing people and making up reasons because they're evil? Those people? And I've had those church people in my office. And I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were, and I've met with all of them. What did you just say you told on me? On a recorded line. And I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick and faking you got well while that family was grieving. That's conspiracy to commit capital murder. You arrested them, right? Because by federal, state, and local laws, they were to be arrested. They were to be arrested. Okay? So, I said I really was sick. Was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. You say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. I said, what? And he screams it again. I'll arrest you, now say it or I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. Now what? You say you were faking you were sick before. That's ridiculous. Really was sick before. He's like, again, I've had that family in my office. I've met with all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick before and faking you got well while they were grieving. And you need to realize what you've done. I didn't do anything strange, just made up a shitty lie. I'm like, I really was sick before. He's like, you either say it or I'll leave you there. I'm like, they're going to try to kill me. So? They have tried to kill me. So? You either say it or I'll leave you there. I start begging this bastard for my life. He's like, say it or I'll leave you there. It's like, fine, just don't let him kill me. Why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me, so. They tried to kill me, so. Then the other agent yells out, well, the drug scam of Pete, where they admitted they even made up Pete March 20th, 24 to get away with all this. They made up everything on me. It's a drug scam, okay? The only Pete I know is my brother Medina. We could use Pete's tape of the shower scene in the other room. Found out they put a shower scene in the other room. The cartel running a scam. He's making fun of me for my rapist. One of the guys that had been raping me. Alex, Savannah's Facebook friend. Put a wig and beard on and walk around, tell everybody he's Pete, tell everybody she's Michelle, and they're scamming everybody. Okay? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He says something else about Pete. Now, I have never met this guy. Only Pete I know is my brother in Medina. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He's laughing. Stop. You don't know. I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. Found out December 30th, 23 in an emergency room. They had someone pretend to be a doctor from Altman Hospital selling people's information. The hospital gets sued. And no one's to ever back those doctors from before. My God, they were all ripping off her insurance, making her sick. And lying so bad they said she had brain tumors and there was nothing wrong with her. And no one's to ever back people just ripping off people's insurance, making them sick with medication errors. Cops walked by, all those doctors were lying before? Yes. It was a medicine making her sick. No, this is funny. Okay? It's just somebody impersonating a doctor. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I had some lady use my insurance, and we reported insurance fraud from the second year on. She stayed in the hospital. She had procedures done. We got stuck with the copays. We couldn't prove it wasn't mine. Back then, you didn't have to show ID. You just had to call your insurance in. It was probably a girlfriend of Dave's. Okay? He tried to say she stole my information. Okay? I thought maybe it's one of her. Here's just somebody made up. He's like, give me a real reason. So I tell him about my brother-in-law, Craig. And he's like, first of all, have you talked to any law enforcement up here about threats in your life? I said, only 2 officers I've ever talked to are silly. They said, I had a light in the security system on August 8th of 18. And they came out at midnight. And they said it looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit. And I thought they were dehydrated, because who talks like that? And offered them water. And he goes, you're kidding, right? And I said, no, because who talks like that? So I kept trying to give him water. And then they told me out in the country, they buy big dogs, open the door and let the dogs handle it. Somebody comes on their property, they don't want bothered up there. You're kidding, right? And I'm like, no, they were silly. I call them silly or stupid. Okay? And I said, matter of fact, I've not even had my neighbors in my home. I've had my family repair guys and installation guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that what's going on? He said, I can take you somewhere and leave you with no money. I don't have any money to store. He said, well, if you agree to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open the informant program. I said, well, I can do that. They're already breaking to 3 people in the mall. They're trying to kill me. He said, it comes with $5,000 a month. He said, and I thought, I can get you information. My God, they're telling everybody. He said, and you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally dated against you again for working this case. And I will always put it back as if it never happened. And only for you would we do this for. And you can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. I have 1 traffic ticket from 89. I paid my ticket. Little Miss Goody Two Shoes. And I like being a little Miss Goody Two Shoes. Dave used to call me Mary Poppins. Practically perfect in every way, Karen. Well, I like being Mary Poppins. Okay? He said, admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. Okay? And you'll have that money to live on. But if you're trying to tell someone to list you crazy, no one can help you. No, he's already admitted he met with the Vegas, the church people. We told them. I told the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, laughed till they cried. Someone from there laughed till they cried. He said the police know that he can't bully you into false statements. They can't go along with it. They know he doesn't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. It takes a judge in a jury trial to put a gag order on you. Informants are different. You stay yourself. You get them information. You can tell whoever you want. And they can't open their mouths to you. He was only bullying you, so they get away with this. I said, but he already confessed. He told on me. He said it wouldn't even matter. It takes a judge to put a gag order on you. He's just a hired police officer, criminal attorney, and other police out of this area. They want to know why our police haven't arrested him. He stole $340,000 and possibly $10 million, where I got him information out of Michael Peterson that he was smuggling oil into the U.S. through Trakasami. And one of the investigators said they called down about the shipment for Michael Peterson bringing it back to the U.S. It wasn't legit. And Trakasami got arrested. A world terrorist for smuggling oil from underneath his country. 21, I told him. He's arrested. You're welcome. Oh, like they said, what an accomplishment. One of their informants got him information that led to Trakasami's arrest. You're welcome. I like my money. Do we understand? I'm going to upload this. Just remember, FBI, they dared you to fix this July 9th, 23. And they publicly mocked. Happy Fool's Day, FBI Agent John. They made a public fool out of you. For FBI Agent John fell for this down at Taser before? Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for it? You mean John actually fell for it? Oh, come on now. That FBI agent actually fell for stun at Taser before and it was only a stunt? You're kidding. Is that what's going on? FBI Agent John fell for the stun at Taser before? Ha 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 ha. June 7th, 23, 10:11 morning. Katie's sister Jody, Lighthouse Tabernacle in the Cartel, made fun of FBI Agent John. Publicly mocked him and stole videos of it. I'm going to upload this.